Hello fellow gamers, I'm Christopher Chrisman of Retro Game Network, and coming up next, a special WRML exclusive edition of the RGN Files podcast. Because there's been no new episode of VGM on FM on WRML LP Maze Landing in several weeks due to our required summer break, as a courtesy to our radio listeners, we now present to you a special edition of the RGN Files podcast, which will be highlighting some of our top retro video game news stories that occurred during our hiatus. SNK has begun accepting pre-orders for their highly anticipated Neo Geo Mini International version last week. The device, which has been developed in celebration of the 40th anniversary of the company, offers retro gamers a total of 40 Neo Geo games in an all-in-one console, and has already been a success in such countries as Japan, Hong Kong, and South Korea. The international version, which is being released for North American and European audiences, offers a different collection of games, focusing more on action titles as opposed to fighters. Gamers will have the option of playing the games on the system either by means of using the built-in portable display or via HDMI, which will connect the console to any high-definition television for a much larger picture. It will also offer two controller ports, which have been inspired by the same controllers that were released during the days of the Neo Geo CD's original lifespan. The Neo Geo Mini International Edition, which retails for approximately $130, became originally available for pre-orders via online retailers and brick-and-mortar stores exactly 1 week ago, and are presently scheduled to be shipped out by the end of next month. Just under a month ago, Sega released a new remastering of the two games that currently make up the popular Shenmue franchise. The games were released originally for the Sega Dreamcast platform back in 1999 and 2001, with the second game being produced for the original Xbox for both North American and European audiences. The collection, known as Shenmue 1 and 2, offers the choice of original Japanese or English audio, updated save state abilities, HD resolution rendering, as well as an updated UI system. The set is currently available for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC platforms for just under $30. In addition, Sega and original Shenmue director Yu Suzuki have officially announced a release date for the third title of the franchise. Shenmue 3 has been in crowdfunding for several years already and has recently hit the $7 million mark. The new game will feature Corey Marshall as well as Masaya Matsukaze, returning as the voice of Ryo for both the English and Japanese editions respectively. The game is presently slated to be released for the PlayStation 4 and PC platforms and are being available for pre-order for $29 for digital media or $60 for physical media. Shenmue 3 is planned to ship out on August 27th of next year. New developments have been made public in regards to the upcoming Polymega multi-console being produced by a company called Playmaji. Slated to be the first of its kind to offer CD-ROM emulation on such a device, it was announced that support for the Sega Saturn would ultimately be added to the launch product in a new trailer that was recently released. However, gamers quickly took notice that the game showcased in the trailer, Sega Rally, was actually the arcade version of the game and not the Sega Saturn port. Playmaji, however, attributed this as an error by their video production team. The company also announced that it would remove the planned FPGA support in the system itself, which would have provided physical hardware circuitry to work alongside of the software emulation for the best possible video and sound. FPGA support may be added as a part of one of the expansion modules, however Playmaji has stated that this would not be the case with most of the original module releases. In addition, due to various hardware changes, support of live streaming via Twitch has also been removed for the time being. Independent crowdfunding has begun after several technical difficulties on their website, with packages for the product starting at just under $250. Activision made the announcement last month that they would be delaying the release of their anticipated Spyro the Dragon Trilogy remaster. Known as Spyro Reignited Trilogy, the title is a collection of the three original games that were first released for the PlayStation 1 in the late 90s and early 2000s. While the official reasoning for the delay has not yet been authenticated, it has been widely mentioned that it was due to the method of distribution as far as physical media was concerned. While many gamers were very happy to learn that the trilogy was planned to be released on optical media, it was later announced that the two sequels of the game would actually require large portions of the code to be digitally downloaded, thus not having the complete games on the disc media itself. Fans of the game series and physical media took to the internet practically instantly, expressing their disappointment. The announcement of the delay was made within several days of the backlash. The game was originally slated to be released on September 9th to be released in conjunction with the original game's 20th anniversary. However, this delay pushes the release date to November 13th of this year. Spyro Reignited Trilogy will be released for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One platforms. And finally this week, we at Retro Game Network wanted to give our readers some information about the future of our various alternate broadcast methods, as well as our special written features. As many of you are aware, this contributor suffered a major hard drive crash a few months ago, which prevented regular RGN Files podcasts from being recorded. Obviously, this has now been rectified, and new podcasts will now be uploaded every Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. In addition, our official radio show, VGM on FM, is now on the air at its brand new time. Our 2-hour video game music program now starts at 5 p.m. Eastern every Monday night. We are also planning to begin testing our official Twitch streams once again this week, and hope to have our regularly scheduled streams beginning Monday, September 24th at its new time at 10 p.m. Eastern. Finally, our RGN original features, such as VHS Rewind, headlines from the past, and an updated Wimho commentary, will return by the end of the month. We thank everybody for their patience and for their continued support as Retro Game Network finally gets back on track. That's it for this week's special edition of the RGN Files. Please stay tuned, however, there'll be more music coming up shortly. For complete details of any of this week's stories, visit RetroGameNetwork.com. And don't forget to check us out on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Retro Game Network, and on Twitter and Twitch at RetroGameNet. For the Retro Game Network, I'm Christopher Chrisman. News stories from this week's podcast provided by the following: Arcade Punks, GameSpot, Geeky Gadgets, Nintendo Life, Polygon, Sega of America, Sega Nerds, SNK. You're listening to VGM on FM on 107.9 WRML. Now, back to the music.